name is Christopher Saunders, and this is a special edition of the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. Top performance for girls basketball here in Connecticut. And I'm pleased to have the senior captain from the Plainville girls program, basketball program, rather, Jaida Vasquez. Jaida, thanks so much for being able to come on.
Hi, thank you for having me.
No problem, anytime. I think first and foremost, before we get into the basketball talk, how's everything with you and your family during this COVID-19 pandemic?
We're doing really well.
That's good. I mean, is everybody healthy? Everybody's doing okay?
Yeah, everyone's healthy. We really stay inside, and that's basically it.
I mean, you can't get it if you stay inside, right?
Yeah.
That's social distancing. That's good. And hopefully, I hope that everybody in your family can continue on staying healthy. Now, looking at as far as, before we talk about this season, I kind of want to go into the off season with you a little bit, because I know because of the COVID-19 pandemic and because of, at the time, during the fall and what was going on with football and other sports, did it ever cross your mind as far as, are we going to have a season? Are we not going to have a season?
So I played like a fall AAU, and then it got closed down, like in the middle of the fall. So I was like, oh my God, we might not have a season, because I'm done playing AAU. So I'm like, but then we got the news. So I was like, yay.
How was it when you got, well, as far as when you were playing fall AAU, was that with masks or without masks?
It started without mask, and then we had to put on mask. It was pretty tough because we were not used to it at all.
Oh, I bet. I mean, for anybody trying to work out with a mask without playing basketball, I'm sure I've worked out with a mask on. It's tough. How long did it take you to adjust during that time wearing a mask?
I have to say I'm still adjusting to it. It always slips down, and I always get a reminder. I'm just I can't. I'm sorry. But then I have to put it up.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen many times during the last couple of games I've done, I've heard refs, because there's nobody in the gym, I can hear refs screaming, number 14, number 2, pull your mask up. And it's hard not to laugh, because it's
yes.
These kids are not doing it on purpose. It's just that you're playing basketball. It's going to fall.
Exactly.
Jeez. I mean, at least, I think in some ways it was kind of good for you that you were able to get used to it. I mean, not saying that you're not used to it now, because it sounds like you're still adjusting, but at least during the fall, you had at least the opportunity to wear the mask, correct?
Yeah. I get introduced to it probably before the other girls, because I was playing basketball during the fall. So yeah.
Now, as you were preparing during the late fall, winter, when the season was still technically on a pause, were you doing anything to prepare for what could have been your senior year at Plainville?
Yes, I was. I was doing these workouts with my dad's friend, and he did it at this complex place, basically. And I was just working out with my brother.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So were you wearing a mask during that time to get yourself more used to what potentially could have been as far as a senior season with masks while playing basketball?
Yeah, I had to wear a mask.
How was that?
It was okay.
Did you get
I already had
a little bit better to it?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Now, as you were going through the workouts, and I'm sure you saw between the newspaper or social media, the conversations about, there being a season and then another day, the season may not even happen. Were you kind of keeping yourself in tune with that? Or were you kind of making yourself, maybe, not to say you were trying to keep yourself away from it, but it's kind of out of your control. So you kind of just went along with whatever was happening.
Yeah, basically. I just went along with whatever was just happening.
So when you found out that the news came about that there was going to be a season, what was your first reaction? I'm sure you were jumping for joy.
Yeah, I was really happy.
So as you were, communicating, I'm sure you were talking to your players as well. How, when the news broke, how was that? I mean, was everybody finally, we got a season?
Because most of our team, half of our team, because there's only 10 of us, half of our team are seniors. So yeah, we were basically all happy.
That's crazy. So half your team is seniors.
Yeah.
So now are these girls that you grew up with from your freshman year till now, as far as seniors?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Even from middle school.
oh, really? All right. So
Yeah.
there's even more of a connection with that. So I think that's why there's so many reasons why there needed to be a season, both from the mental side, the physical side, the scouting side, to be able to play in college. But I think for Plainville in particular, now hearing about the seniors, it seems like to end your what could have been or is a journey from the time you were little till now, is of the utmost importance. And thankfully, there's a season. You know.
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good. Now, when the season started, I know you guys lost a couple games or, a couple bumps in the road. I know Bristol, when you lost to Farmington, I know that was a loss back in February 23rd. And also Bristol Eastern. What
Yeah.
happened in those games that kind of maybe didn't go your way early on?
Against Bristol Eastern,
Mm-hmm.
we would all it's always a fight between us, but that game we already lost once we got in there. Like it was just like already like, ugh, this team. But then against Farmington,
Mm-hmm.
I say we're prepared, but I think we just missed a lot of like shots and stuff. We weren't moving as much as a team or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then our last game, we recently beat Bristol Eastern and we fixed a lot and we adjusted a lot of things and we moved the ball really well and we played like a really good team ball. And yeah,
So
we finished with the win.
exactly. I mean, take me into because you talked about the Bristol Eastern loss and you guys lost from as soon as you walked into the gym. Was it a psychological thing where, as like you said, as soon as you guys entered the gym, it was like, all right, we already lost.
As in like, because they're a really well disciplined team and they put really well together.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like that game, we just weren't ready in general. Like the whole team, like mentally and physically.
So what happened between February 17th and then just a couple days ago when you played against them? What kind of adjustments were made in practice, and what did you do as one of the senior captains to make sure what happened on the 17th didn't happen again?
We played really good defense as a team. We talked a lot, and that's what we didn't do against Bristol Eastern the first time, which really sucked because if we did, we probably would have played way better. So yeah, that's one way we like beat them. Offensively, I have to say we moved the ball pretty well, and yeah.
I mean, it helped though too that you had 30 points against Bristol Eastern. I mean, how many points did you have in the 41-point loss, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I say 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it probably helped quite a bit that you scored 30 instead of 11, getting those extra points, right?
Yeah, because I feel like when I played that first game, I didn't shoot as much as I did my last game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Now, now in that game, you talked about how you didn't shoot a lot. Do you have the green light? Because I haven't seen Plainville girls basketball, so I apologize. But are you the type of player that you get the green light where if you get the ball, you can chuck it? It's fine.
Basically, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. So you're basically kind of like the James Harden of the team. If you get the ball, shoot it.
Yeah, I have the green light.
Now, do you have the green light from anywhere, from the paint to the three-point line, or are you a three-point shooter? Tell me about it.
I'm more of a person who likes to go to the hoop, like make a move and go to the hoop. I'm not really a shooter, but I don't know. As of right now, I've been shooting, so I'm keep shooting.
Hey, if you got the hot hand, keep going until it's not hot anymore. You know what I mean? That's really good. And I like to hear the fact that there's still players, because I broadcast in the NVL, and I don't know if you're familiar with the NVL, but as far as on the boys' side, and even the girls' side too, the three-point shot has become the big time thing. And I feel like we're losing the drivers, the players that want to go to the cup and actually do the dirty work. I mean, can you kind of attest to that a little bit?
Well, I've always been the person to take it to the hoop because I was not a good shooter. Like, I just couldn't shoot for my life.
Not at all.
So I don't know what to really say. Like, I don't know.
Well, it sounds like it's something that, like you said, from a young age, you were taught, or maybe it's something that you just felt more comfortable doing, right?
When I started playing, I was the tallest. That was like I started playing when I was second, but I was really, really bad. Like, I was so bad. Like, he just had me in the corner, and if I had the ball, I'd just throw it up in the air, basically. So that's what I did. But then towards 5th grade, that's when I played, like, center. I jump ball, played point guard, and I just basically took it to the hoop. So I kind of, like, played everything when I was in 5th grade. And then to the point where, like, 6th grade middle school, everyone else was growing, and I was just the same height. And I just been point guard. So, yeah.
That's interesting that you played center. Like,
yeah.
why did you play center? I mean, I feel like that's such a weird position at the time.
Right? Yeah. It was a weird position for me. Like, if I think about it now, because like, wow, like now I'm a point guard. But it was because everyone else was really, really short, and I was.
Okay, now that you say that, that makes more sense. I thought. Okay, I was thinking something completely different. But do you think playing so many positions kind of helped your development in a way? Because like you said, you like to drive to the hoop. Well,
yes.
You now going up against a center or a small, a power forward or such, you kind of, well, it's all right. I played this position already. I know what they like to do. Now I can do this or I can do that, right?
Yeah, usually, like, if I'm down low, like, let's say I pass the ball and I cut, and, like, the person passes it back to me, I usually do, like, a post move, because I was just so used to playing a center. So, yeah, and I still do that, I mean, if I'm down there.
Now, you mentioned the cutting aspect. Do you think as a athlete as you are, that having the post move and being, having that cutter ability to be able to go behind somebody and have that quick twitch, would you equate that to some way, being able to play so many positions at a young age when you were?
Yeah, I do.
Now, do you take pride in that? Okay.
I think it helps my team a lot also. So, yeah.
That's good. Now, I just want to go back to the Bristol Eastern thing real quick. What adjustments did they make? Because I'm sure they know or knew at the time, even in the 41-point loss, that Vasquez girl, we need to watch her. She may end up scoring a lot on us. Did they make any adjustments from the first game to the second game?
So the first game, they usually like press on us, and they usually play 3-2.
Okay.
So the next game, which is the last game, they were still playing in 3-2, but I think they switched into man at some point. Wasn't sure, but they pressed us. Oops, sorry. Yeah, and they pressed us. I'm trying to think. Also, I think they double team me at some point, like when they're like doing a press break. I mean, when they're pressing us, and we do a press break.
Okay.
And like they'll pass the ball in, and they'll just double team me. So yeah.
Okay, so how did you adjust to that with all that pressure on you? Because I know just from the experience that I've seen, even last week, I was doing a Crosby Sacred Heart game, and Sacred Heart was pressing Crosby, and Crosby being a young team, they didn't know how to respond, and they were turning over the ball. They were throwing it like 20 feet high. So how did you keep yourself so calm and not lose your composure?
Well, I don't lose my composure because I have a lot of trust in my teammates. Because I have a lot of trust in my teammates. So I would just either, pass the ball and we'll just break it. It's more us better passing the ball than dribbling it. But yeah.
Okay. I mean, hey, good answer. Good answer. Now, you played against New Britain. How was that? Because I know they're also a very well-coached team. They have a lot of athletes just from what I've seen on the boys' side. And I've read a little bit about the girls, too. So how was that going up against them?
We knew that they were a very scrappy team, and we played them last year, and they beat us. But they beat us like a buzzer beater in overtime, and it was like, oh no, we can't have this happen again. So we played man on them, and then we went to a 2-3, and we also pressed them. But we had to be aggressive just like them.
Oh, you have to. If you even bear down against an aggressive team.
They're very aggressive and scrappy. So we had to do the same thing back.
So you lost to them in a buzzer beater last year. Now I just want to go back to the Bristol Eastern thing for a second. Now you
Mhm.
lost by 41 at the time. Do you think it's easier to kind of wipe the slate clean? Like, you know what, we lost, wasn't our day, whatever. Do you think it's easier to move up, away from like a game like that compared to like a buzzer beater in a way?
Um, to me, I think like a loss is a loss,
Okay.
and I just like move from it. Like a loss is a loss. That game is over.
Mhm.
On to the next one.
Okay. Good answer. I respect it. I mean, hey, a loss is a loss. I played all the way through college as far as baseball, and if we lost 30-2 or 1-0, a loss is a
Hmm.
loss, and it stinks every which way.
Yeah.
You know. Now, looking at the rest of the season, now you guys are going to have a tournament, correct? As far as the CCC is concerned, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm not too familiar, and again, I apologize. I know in the NVL, all of the teams are going to make it. Now, is that the same for the CCC?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is that something that has kind of entered your mind as the season, because the season is short because of COVID-19 starting late? Has that started to enter your mind? Because you're 6-2 right now. That's a very good
Yeah.
record. And you still have
Yeah.
a couple games left, I think, correct, to be able to maybe improve your seating, right?
Hmm.
So, what is the goal for you right now with the season starting to come down to the last couple of games?
The goal is to win.
That helps.
um, the more we win, the better.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Now, with you being my choice for the top performer, what are you going to do as far as being the senior captain, being one of the five seniors on the team, to make sure
Hmm.
that this season ends to make sure you guys are sent off in what I think you guys would want to do, which is you win the CCC title, right?
Yeah.
So what are you going to
Um,
do?
I for me, what I'm gonna do, also want my team is like you just have to stay focused because like a lot of people like kind of look down on us, which is like so like oh in a way because like we're not even like they're like oh, okay Plainville da 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 like oh they're not even like a good team or whatever. When we really like most of the games like we just fight for them and it's more like of an upset and people are like so surprised. And I just feel like we just have to keep doing what we're doing as of right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you mentioned how people look down on. You said they look down on the school or look down on the program, because I don't understand how they can look down on a program like yours, because you produce talent, you produce winning. I mean, there's so many good things. I mean, the high school in of itself. I did a game there a couple of years ago when East Catholic played against Holy Cross in the first round Division 1, and the gym is beautiful. I walked in and I was like, I want to walk into 10 gyms like this. This is amazing. So, like, how is that like that?
I'm talking about basketball wise. I'm talking about as a team. Like people like usually just see us as like, oh, okay, like we beat Southington,
Mhm.
and some people are probably like, oh, like that's luck, when it's really not because like we scrimmaged them and they blew us out in a scrimmage, and they were really shocked that we beat them because I would be too. And I feel like a lot of like after we beat Southington, a lot of coaches asked, "Oh, how did you beat them? How did you beat them?" Us working hard. That's how we beat them.
It's like, hey, how did you beat this team? We practiced and I guess, just we worked hard and our results paid off. Like, I feel like I don't get that. I feel like in some ways, and it just by hearing your response and seeing your facial expression, I feel like you get not PO'd, but you get angry at the fact that it's like disrespecting. It seems like if they disrespect the team, they're disrespecting you. So you want to make
Yeah.
sure you can do what you want to do on the court, right? I
Hmm.
like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Now, as far as, and I really do appreciate you coming on, Jada. As far, and this is my last question for you, what can
Okay.
people expect from you for the remainder of the season, and then however far you get through the CCC tournament?
Can you repeat that again? I'm
Sure.
sorry.
What can people expect from you for the remainder of the season, and also in the CCC tournament? Because I think you guys, or girls rather, I think you have an opportunity to really do something. Because I think a lot of people, even whatever your record is in the regular season, I feel like people are going to sleep on you. And I feel like, you know what? That's when teams surprise, when they least expect it. So what can they expect from you guys?
Like you said, yes, a lot of teams do sleep on us. What should they expect is we're not the team from the beginning of the season of us winning games off like 2 or 1 point, and then us losing by this team by this much. Mm-hmm. I feel like now we're a much better team. We're working together. We're talking more. We're shooting. Everyone wants to score. Mm-hmm. I just feel like, yeah.
I mean, hey, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you've been performing so well. 30 points against Bristol Eastern. You had a really good game against New Britain. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I wish you and the rest of the girls basketball program at Plainville nothing but the best of luck the rest of the way in the regular season and in the CCC tournament as well.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll wrap things up here in the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe. Remember, CC stands for Connecticut Talent. I'm on a journey to find them all. Have a good one, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.